Hello, dear viewers and listeners. Today, we embark on a magical journey to one of the most ancient lands of human history, to the cradle of civilization in the city of Şanlıurfa, Turkey. Here, after millions of years of silence, a secret that shakes everything we know about humanity's past rises. Göbeklitepe. Göbeklitepe is not just an archaeological site. It is a monument that transcends time and history, proving the imagination and organizational skills of hunter-gatherer communities. In an era when writing and even agriculture had yet to be discovered, when people lived on what nature provided, this is a masterpiece where colossal stone pillars were carved and brought together. It offers a starting point that, in a way, resets human history. Today, we will delve into the details of who built this mysterious hill, why and how they did it, the scientific debates surrounding it, and the latest findings. Get ready because we are diving into the zero point of history, one of humanity's deepest secrets. The story of Göbeklitepe is like a dramatic tale of being forgotten and then rediscovered. It all began in 1963 when a group of archaeologists from the universities of Istanbul and Chicago, conducting a surface survey around Şanlıurfa, noticed carved stones on this humble hill near the village of Orunçuk. However, the importance of these large limestone pieces was not fully understood at the time. The archaeologists, thinking the site was either Byzantine-era ruins or an old cemetery, covered it back up with soil. For a whole 30 years, this great secret was buried in silence beneath the earth. Fate brought the German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt to these lands in 1994. During a visit to the area, he realized that some of the stones he saw on the surface might belong to the Neolithic period. Schmidt's intuition was about to change human history. The excavations he initiated led to new surprises every day. From beneath the ground, colossal T-shaped obelisks with reliefs of wild animals, finely crafted stone statues, and countless carved stone tools were unearthed. These findings immediately highlighted the incredible importance of Göbeklitepe for human history. In 2018, Göbeklitepe was included in the UNESCO World Heritage List, gaining the global fame it deserved and quickly becoming an archaeological park attracting visitors from all over the world. So, what made Göbeklitepe so special and why is it called the zero point of history? Göbeklitepe shattered all preconceived notions by introducing a radically new perspective on the beginnings of civilization. The structure is estimated to have been used from approximately 9600 BC, dating it back to about 11,500 to 12,000 years ago. This incredible age makes Göbeklitepe the oldest monumental structure known to have been built by humans. To better grasp its age, let's compare it to other famous monuments. England's famous Stonehenge was built around 3000 BC, making Göbeklitepe over 6,000 years older. There is a time difference of approximately 7,000 to 8,000 years between Göbeklitepe and the Egyptian pyramids. This shows that Göbeklitepe is almost a starting point. The real revolution was that the discovery of Göbeklitepe completely overturned the long-held hypothesis among archaeologists that agriculture and settled life came first, then civilization. Before Göbeklitepe, the general consensus was that humans could only build large temples and complex social structures after they had settled down and started farming. But Göbeklitepe proved that hunter-gatherer communities could also construct such massive structures in the pre-agricultural era. This discovery forced the scientific community to reevaluate our understanding of the origins of civilization. Göbeklitepe was like a concrete missing link that shed light on the transition from a hunter-gatherer lifestyle to settled societies. One of Göbeklitepe's most captivating aspects is undoubtedly its architecture and sculptural art. The structure consists of dozens of T-shaped monoliths, each standing 3 to 6 meters high and weighing 40 to 60 tons. These colossal stone pillars are thought to resemble giant human silhouettes. Archaeologists have uncovered circular structures in the excavations, the largest of which is 20 meters in diameter. These structures were named with letters like A, B, C, D. At the center of each structure were two large T-pillars facing each other, while smaller pillars were arranged in a circular wall around them. Seating arrangements were also found between the pillars in these walls. suggesting that people sat in a specific order during rituals. One of the most striking features of these structures is the animal reliefs skillfully carved onto the monoliths and walls. Wild animals of that era, such as lions, oxen, wild boars, snakes, scorpions, foxes, cranes, and wild ducks, are depicted in a very lively and realistic manner. What did these animal figures mean? While there is no definitive answer, one theory suggests that they were the totems or symbols of the different tribes that gathered at Göbeklitepe. Each tribe would have identified with a specific animal and carved its symbol on the stones, thus being represented in the communal temple. The predatory animals might have symbolized strength, snakes both danger and power, and vultures wisdom and the ascent of souls. In addition to animal depictions, Göbeklitepe also features human representations. The most famous of these is the Urfa man statue, standing 1.8 meters tall and considered one of the oldest human statues in the world. These statues and reliefs are thought to contain rich symbolic expressions that reflect the belief system and social structure of the time. The latest findings from recent excavations further highlight the artistic richness of the Göbeklitepe culture. For example, a sculptural work found in Structure D in 2023 depicts a bench adorned with 2 crescent-shaped snakes and 3 human faces. This shows that the people of Göbeklitepe were not only masters of architecture but also of sculpture and representational art. Who were the people who built Göbeklitepe and what was their life like? Archaeological evidence indicates that Göbeklitepe was not a residential settlement. There are no elements of daily life such as houses, hearths, or ovens at the site. This suggests that the people did not live permanently at Göbeklitepe but gathered at certain times of the year to perform rituals and carry out large-scale tasks like construction. This scenario hints at a significant level of social organization where different groups collaborated. The immense effort required for hundreds of people to carve, transport, and erect these gigantic temples points to a highly organized society. So, what did these people eat and drink while together? Since there was no agriculture at Göbeklitepe, their food needs were met through hunting and gathering. The large number of animal bones found at the site indicates that game animals such as wild cattle, gazelle, and wild boar were consumed here. The large stone vats, with a volume of up to 160 liters, suggest that a type of fermented beverage similar to beer was brewed. This finding has raised the hypothesis that gathering for rituals and holding feasts at centers like Göbeklitepe may have played a role in the domestication of wild cereals and the transition to agriculture. One of the strongest pieces of evidence that Göbeklitepe was a ritual center comes from the traces of a human skull cult found at the site. Some of the human skull fragments unearthed during excavations suggest that the people of Göbeklitepe performed special rituals for their dead and perhaps displayed the skulls of their ancestors during ceremonies. This points to a function related to ancestor veneration or death rituals. Although some researchers have suggested that Göbeklitepe might have been a type of cemetery or burial ground, no direct human burials have been found within the structures themselves. In the years following Göbeklitepe's discovery, it was initially believed that this structure was unique and stood alone. However, other nearby mounds began to attract attention. In hills just a few to dozens of kilometers away from Göbeklitepe, structures and findings similar to those at Göbeklitepe were uncovered. For example, Karahantepe, located about 35 kilometers from Göbeklitepe, is another important center from the Neolithic period with T-shaped pillars. These discoveries revealed that Göbeklitepe was not a single structure but part of a larger cultural network. This cultural network is referred to as the Göbeklitepe culture, or, more recently, the Taş Tepeler, stone hills. It is thought that the hunter-gatherer communities living in this region between the Euphrates and Tigris rivers shared a common belief system and artistic tradition. To understand this bigger picture, a massive project was initiated in 2021 under the leadership of the Ministry of Culture and Tourism of the Republic of Turkey. the Şanlıurfa Taş Tepeler Neolithic Era Research Project. This project involves simultaneous excavations and research at 12 different mounds, including Göbeklitepe. It is believed that the results of this project could bring new interpretations to world history. Excavations at Karahantepe revealed a settlement from the same period as Göbeklitepe, with similar T-shaped pillars. The discovery of a colossal human statue measuring 2.3 meters and human faces carved into the rock shows that the belief system of the Göbeklitepe culture was expressed not only through animal symbols, but also through human representations. This indicates an artistic and cultural diversity among the Taş Tepeler sites. Other excavation sites like Göbeklitepe offer enlightening information on how the understanding of belief and art evolved throughout the Neolithic period. These new discoveries allow us to understand Göbeklitepe in a broader context. We now know that Göbeklitepe is not a lone miracle, but the center of an era when humanity experienced a cultural leap, seeking not just shelter but also meaning. Since its discovery, Göbeklitepe has taught us countless things, but it still holds many unanswered questions. Perhaps its greatest mystery is why these colossal structures were deliberately buried and abandoned. It is thought that at the end of each temple period, the structure was consciously backfilled with soil, an action that may have been a ritual to close a chapter or preserve the memory of a sacred place. Perhaps an even older, more magnificent structure than Göbeklitepe awaits us. With the Taş Tepeler project and similar research, it is hoped that a more complete story about the emergence, golden age, and end of this culture can be written. The most important legacy Göbeklitepe leaves us is the message that the foundations of civilization lie not only in material needs but also in spiritual quests and shared values. Different groups came together to create humanity's first communal worship, forming the ancestors of the cultural and spiritual values that still unite us today. Göbeklitepe has opened a door for us to understand our shared human story and has forever changed our perceptions of the past. This mysterious hill reawakens our endless curiosity about humanity and whispers to us that our ancestors, not so different from us, looked up at the same sky and asked similar questions. Thank you so much for watching our video. We hope that the mysterious, time-defying story of Göbeklitepe was as fascinating for you as it was for us. If you enjoy content about historical and cultural discoveries like this, please let us know what topics you're curious about in the comments below. Your curiosity will help us chart the course for our next journey. To help us continue to cherish this unique heritage and to discover more secrets about the shared human story together, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. See you in our next video and take care.